guys, today I'm here at my apartment. It's a very small apartment in London. I think I mentioned to you before, I've had the apartment about 4 years now. Somewhere I thought I'd purchase for a year, 2 years and move on. But life evolved in a different direction I thought it was going to go, and I still have the apartment. And I go between London, Ibiza and another house I live in London, in a place called Richmond. And with this apartment, I want to keep hold of it. It's in a great location. It's one of the smallest properties I've ever owned, but it's also one of the most expensive properties per square footage. But it's in such an amazing location. I'm close to the river, I'm close to the town centre, I have easy transportation links into central London on the fast train, you know, it's 20 minutes, etc. So it's a fantastic location to keep this particular apartment. I don't know where things are going to go in the future, so I thought, okay, let's put the apartment on Airbnb and start renting it out here and there. So I have started refreshing the apartment and giving it a new lick of paint, but I have decided to stick to the original colour that I used when first decorating the apartment, and it's a great colour. So yeah, this is Cornforth White, but on this occasion, normally I wouldn't use modern emulsion. Okay, so this is the modern emulsion. This was estate emulsion, which is more of a matte finish. Now, because I'm going to rent the apartment out, I need something that is slightly more durable. And their modern emulsion does have a slight sheen to it, which means if somebody marks, scuffs, or puts their hands on the walls, I can actually wipe it down. Unlike the original estate emulsion, it's not so easy to clean. So I need, when people are coming back and forth the apartment, that it's easier to maintain and keep the standards to a high level without having to get the tin of paint out and refreshing the paintwork all the time. So that's what we're going to stick to, okay? Okay, so when I purchased this apartment, it was very short of storage. So I needed to invest and utilize the space well within the apartment, and also not to use up too much floor space at the same time. So luckily I did have these alcoves either side of the fireplace, and to maximize the storage space in that, I had some floating shelves made and I had a storage cupboard here. So that's giving me 1, 2, 3 shelf spaces, okay? And also storage to hide all the unnecessary paperwork or printers or whatever you need in the cupboard. I do not like seeing DVD players, skyboxes, any wires. So as you can see, no wires. And homemade here to make sure the wires go down the back, into the cupboard and into the sockets. So all these cables and wires are not visible. Nothing worse than looking at cables and wires when you can find other options to hide these sort of things, okay? It's not attractive in anybody's room. So with these shelves, I went with the same colour as the walls, again with Cornforth White, but in an eggshell finish. The reason why it's good to do this is because in a small space, if you have your woodwork painted the same colour as your walls, it makes the space feel bigger than it actually is. So if I had painted this in a darker, or I decided to have it in a veneer, like a Wenge or whatever, you know, a dark brown or whatever colour you want to go for, or even a white, that would instantly visually bring this space out into the room and also create dividing lines, okay? So, but doing it all the same colour throughout, it creates that sense of space. It creates the sense the room is bigger than it actually is. And again, also painting it the same eggshell as the matte finish on the walls, which is great with Farrow & Ball because they always have that option available, that you can get the same colour of your emulsion as you can in gloss or eggshell finish for your woodwork. It's also easier, believe it or not, for cutting in. Yeah, so you don't have that divide line if you've got a shaky hand, if you're doing the paintwork yourself, and you do not see the difference if it overlaps slightly at all. Okay, so it just makes it a smoother, cleaner finish, full stop. Okay, so I'm on my knees. I'm on my knees for a reason. Because I want to point out another tip that creates an illusion of a bigger space within a small room to help you achieve continuity throughout this small space, okay? Skirting boards. Skirting boards were originally invented in the days, building properties, Victorian periods, etc., when the plastering of a wall wasn't so smooth, okay? And there was no skirting board at the time, so where the plastering of the wall and the floorboards would meet would be very uneven. So they created skirting boards back in the day to not only create a straighter edge and a smoother finish, it also helped stop the drafts. Do we need them now so much? Maybe not. I mean, you'll go to other European homes and you will not see skirting boards in the same way, okay? But to be honest, skirting boards, they don't offend me. And if you have a family, they are a very good way of protecting the walls. And especially when I go to my sister's house and I look at the way their family use their Hoover, and I can see bruises all over on the skirting boards. So if they didn't have skirting boards, their plastered walls would be ruined. Okay, so they are there for a purpose. So again, another illusion is the fact of if you paint your skirts in an eggshell or a gloss, whatever you need, or you prefer the finish of, in the same colorway as your walls, it stops the divide, okay? So this, from floor to ceiling, this is about 2.3 meters, okay? It's not super low, but it's not a Georgian property. You know, it hasn't got those super high ceilings that I love so much. So if you do these skirting boards the same color, you will see that instantly you've stopped that divide. So if I did that white, you're bringing the wall in, okay? You're dividing it. So you've got white line there, then you have white coving or whatever color, and you're squishing the wall down like that. So using the same color creates that illusion that the wall is higher than it actually is. It's a very good tip, and it's something I always use in smaller properties to create that illusion of space. Okay, hope you enjoyed that.